Welcome to Voices of Victory. I'm your host, Tanir, and this is the space where resilience meets purpose. Here we share powerful stories of strength, perseverance, and triumph to inspire you to push past obstacles and claim your victory. Today, we have an amazing guest with us. I'm going to let her introduce herself and share a little bit about her.
Hi, Tanir. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here and have a corporate and private wellness business. I've been doing energy work for about 15 years. My story is a very complex and vast one, but the one I wanted to share today was my near-death experience that I experienced about a year ago, and then recently again about 2 months ago. I don't know the best way to put this, but when I experienced it, um, I realized that my purpose on Earth was a lot bigger, and I've always heard these kind of stories happening to other people,
Yeah.
but I never experienced it myself, and perhaps it was just part of my journey or something that um I guess was supposed to happen or something I manifested. I mean, I wouldn't want to manifest a near death experience for other people,
Right.
but or for myself. But what happened was it was just a profound healing experience for me.
Okay. So we're going to dive right into that, Diane. Can you share the near-death experience that changed your perspective on life and faith?
Sure. Okay. So full disclosure, at the time, I was I had a very hard drug addiction, and it was right after the pandemic, and I had just gotten out of a very toxic relationship, and I put all my things into storage, and then I moved to Mexico for a year, and I was kind of running away from my problems, and then I come back to Canada, where I live, and I had to rebuild my entire life. Because as I said, I do have a corporate and private wellness business, so I kind of just left everything, and so I come back, I'm rebuilding, but the trauma was lingering, and I think I was just running to drugs to mask the pain, or really, I guess when people do drugs, you're just trying to chase a high that you're looking for to heal,
Mm-hmm.
and a feeling. I think you were just trying to feel something, right? So I I overdo it by accident. Um, it was a complete accident, and I'm very lucky that I didn't actually die, but in this experience that I had, I passed over to the other side, and I saw angels and I saw God, and I in that moment I saw the truth. Like God showed me the truth, and it healed my trauma. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
It's
And
okay.
it healed my trauma, and I don't know. I was like I was washed with this um like this big feeling of love. It just washed through my body, and like it healed all my trauma. I the next day I I called my mom, I called my dad. It was insane. And after that, I was able to tap into my higher consciousness. And after tapping into my higher consciousness, I was able to feel energy on a deeper level. Um and see it like well, not see with my eyes, but see with my feelings, like with my intuition,
Mm-hmm.
and that just never went away after. And I often wonder if that was the gift that I've always had, or if just having this experience and then God just blessed me with this gift, because now my work has gone like from here to here because of my new abilities. I think healing my trauma has also allowed me to trust my intuition more, which in turn has allowed me to tap into my gifts that that were, I guess, laying dormant. Like we all have gifts. We just have to allow ourselves to tap into them, and mine were revealed to me after this experience. Yeah.
Wow. So, can you tell us about what that was like as you transitioned? Do you remember any vivid things that stood out to you when you met God? What was your encounter with Him like?
It was it was a light. It was a consciousness light. It was like a very ethereal. It was like on the other side. So I've never experienced that before. It
Hmm.
was enough for me to stop doing the drugs. Yeah. So my experience was very ethereal. It was on the other. It was a light. It was a. There was there was when I was shown the truth. It was like it was all intuitional. It's like I didn't need to hear a voice, right? Also, the angels, the voices of the angels that were music, it was music. I think that was the major healing part for me. It was like the
Hmm.
music was like the talking with music, and it was like healing my entire body. And yeah, that was my experience. It was a light. I think for a lot of people when they find their own understanding of God, it's always different. I have heard similar stories to mine from other
Hmm.
people, and it's always a different version of God,
Hmm.
but it's always the same experience.
Right.
Their trauma, they heal their trauma, they were tap into a higher consciousness.
I'm just like thinking about how you would have felt once you were back on this side. Did you feel like, why am I back here? I want to stay over there with all the embracing of the love you felt there that took away your trauma.
When I was on that side, I was like, I don't even have to come back because it really did feel good. It was a very, like I said, ethereal experience.
Hmm.
What I saw also that also gave me a huge epiphany was it's really weird. I tell the story sometimes to my friends, but I saw this like jello. The space was jello. It was like
Hmm.
because it was such a dense reality, and um, I saw that you're able to choose your emotions, right? So you were like, I could just grab love and pull it out, like, and it just made me realize how powerful we are as humans. That like
Yes,
everything, it's a choice.
that's amazing. So, what would be the biggest lesson, Diane? You said you would say that you learned about faith through that experience.
Well, I'd say that number one is real. Our The only truth there is love, right? And that our, I'm not saying that our pain isn't valid, and that there's n- no reason for it, because, and
Hmm.
there, because there's definitely justification for it. But now that I've been there, I know that it's insignificant. It makes you realize that your trauma and pain is insignificant because once you get there, everything turns to love. Because when God showed me the truth was love. That's the only truth there was, and that was the huge catalyst for me healing my relationship with my parents.
Okay.
So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, yes, yes. So, how has it strengthened you spiritually?
Um, I was able to feel energy on a deeper level,
Hmm.
and so now my work has become more healing, and I have always believed in my work. I've always ate eat, sleep, and breathe yoga. Right? I teach
Hmm.
corporate and private yoga, and now that I'm able to feel energy on a deeper level, I'm able to see where my client's trauma lives in their body, and I'm able to heal that part for them. I'm able to get them there a lot faster. Um, because at the end of the day, I'm just a guide, and I think that it was really a gift, or maybe it's the 15 years of studying and practicing and working that has all come together. But that experience has definitely given me a lot of power.
So, what advice would you give to someone that's struggling to find faith in difficult times?
Well, I would say that the darkest times create the biggest miracles. So that is the best time to lean in on your faith. And one of the most important things about faith is discovering what the meaning of God means to you. That they connect to that faith as deeply as possible because when the darkest times come, that's where you need to turn, lean in on it.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Mhm.
So, looking back, do you feel like that experience gave you a wake up call?
Yeah, it did. Because it made me realize that life really is so short and so precious and that we're not guaranteed tomorrow. Yeah, it really was a wake up call, especially since it happened twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, when you had a near death experience the second time, did you have similar experiences or was it totally different?
It was totally it was different. It was different because the first time I saw God and angels and the second time I saw the devil. There's no such thing as the devil with horns and a fork pitch in the hellfires of the earth. But what I did realize was that the the devil that I saw was my own ego, and so when I crossed over to the other side again, um, it was scary. Like it was scary, and it was like a fear that I was willing to face, but I couldn't believe that I saw it, and what that told me. That experience also was different in a sense that when my body was convulsing and crossing over, that that
Mhm.
that rigor mortem was setting into my body, and that I was seeing the devil was telling me a completely different story to where my psyche was. The devil shows himself as a regular man, and that was really scary for me. And it wasn't the healing experience that I saw the first time. It was that if I had continued down that path, that's where I would go to that place, right?
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so both experiences were different, and in both experiences showed me that where my soul goes from what I do in this life, um, that's what I saw. That's what I learned.
So, with everything that has taken place, would you say your faith has been strengthened even more now?
Absolutely. Another thing that has happened with connecting to my faith and experiencing that what I did is that now the serendipitous moments and the synchronicities they happen like this now. Now it's like I'm always in conversation with God. It's like now I see like okay, God use me, use me as a conduit for your love. Who do I meet? Who do I say? And please place it in front of my face so I know that it's you. I know that's from you. And so everything just aligns a lot easier now. And so I think my dialogue with the universe and God and my angels, it's a lot synchronistic. It's all in alignment now. And that's one thing that has changed as well.
Amazing. So, if you can give anybody who may be battling with drug addiction, what's a piece of advice you want to give to them?
I would say that, we're a lot stronger than our emotions. I come from a family of addicts, and so we're all fighting our own battle. What happened to me is I took my dad to my homeland last month, and in that month I used it to detox. And when I came back, I had zero desire to use drugs. And and I'm not saying that I'm perfect, and I'm stronger than anyone, but I proved to myself that I don't need it. That it didn't have to get to the point where I had to go to rehab. Now my cousin she went to rehab twice. I think we all have to do what we have to do to fight the addiction. You know, that's the devil's playground. To lean in on your faith more and to know that you're just stronger than your emotion.
Right. Well, Diane, I truly am honored that you blessed the platform and shared your story with us. May it resonate with whoever needs the confirmation and hear it today. Is there any way that we can connect with you?
Yes, you can connect with me on Instagram at Diane Marie Yoga.
That's it for today's episode of Voices of Victory. Remember, no obstacle is too great, no dream is too big, and your voice matters. If you found this conversation inspiring, if it resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep pushing forward and claiming your victory. Bye.